Okay, Brother Jack, let's see if we can clean this up some. I mean, you did a really good job. It's just there was some haloing around here, and you'll see it in just a second. What you want to do when cutting or when you're finalizing this finalizing stage is you want to put a solid color background. Now, you don't want to do this. You don't want to make a new layer, put it under there, and fill it with I right clicked on this thing, go to fill, and fill it like that. You don't want to do that. I mean, that'll work, but that's like the shitty way to do it. What you want to do is make what's called a solid color background. So you click on this icon down here that says create new fill or adjustment layer, and you go to solid color. And down here we can pick whatever color we want, blue, green, light or bright green, more white, whatever. But SureDog is, let's see, 3C, 3C, 3C. So remember this number right here? This is the SureDog background, and I tend to work with this one a lot. You can also just put a 24 right here, will work, or 60, 60, 60. So that any of these numbers, 3C, 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 60, 60, 60, or 24 under brightness, will give you the SureDog background color. Now when we pull that under Joanna, and I'm going to name this Joanna, you see the haloing I'm talking about, where this is kind of a gray color, and that's because this part is starting to mix with the background, and it just doesn't come, these hairs don't show up as well as, let's just say, these hairs in here. So what we want to do is try to recover this stuff, and I'm going to show you a quick and dirty way to do it. First thing you want to do is click this button to put a mask on, and make sure you have a black brush. This is black right here. If you don't have black, let's say your colors are red and green. Just press, what is it, X? No, I'm sorry, D. D will set them to default brush, and then X will swap them. So if you want a white brush, you press X. If you want a black brush, you press X again. And we're just going to clean up the mask just a little bit. It's, like I said, it's really good. It's a really good mask, but there's just a couple parts, or hopefully not that many parts, that need to be cleaned up. And I like to work with flow more than opacity. And actually, let me make a new layer real quick to show you flow. Difference between flow and opacity. I'm just going to make it white, and I'm going to pick a red brush. Okay, this is 100%. Let me make it bigger. I'm making it bigger using my brackets. And for this, I'm going to make it a hard brush. This is a soft brush. You see how soft it is on the edges. I press Control Z to undo that. And this is hard, which makes it a harder line, less feathered. So this is 100% opacity and 100% flow, which will be all red throughout the whole thing. And this is 50% opacity, and you see it's a different color because it's 50% opacity. But I tend to work with flow. Now flow would be like you want to build something up. So I'm going to put it around 10, and I'm going to make it a little bigger. When you brush, it puts 10%. Oops, wait. I'm sorry. Let me back up. This is supposed to be 100. 100 and 11. Or we got 11, but I said 10, whatever. So you brush it, and then you brush it, and you brush it, and it builds up. And you can see the areas that don't have where I didn't stroke over it. So flow will build up 1%, 1%, 1%. You just keep going. And you'll see in the middle where I'm going over it more, it's building up more. So that's flow. That's a quick rundown on flow. I can't really get into a full tutorial on it. But anyway, I'm going to work with about a, I don't know, 75% flow, black brush, and make it soft. I generally work with a soft brush when masking. And to make it smaller, I'm sorry if I'm going too fast. I feel like I'm going really fast. I'm making it smaller by, what's it called? Square bracket. I want to take this out. I don't like that area. And let's see. Why am I getting all those errors? I'm going to clean that up a little bit. Why am I getting that damn noise? Anyway, you can get in here and clean this neck up a little bit. Clean this up a little bit. Right in here. But anyway, that's about all I'm going to do. What we're mainly worried is these halos. So a quick and dirty way to do it is to make a new layer and do what's called a clipping mask. Clipping mask will do this. Watch when I press Alt and hover between here. It turns into that down arrow thing. And when I click, it's going to put like a down arrow thing here. So I click, and that means this mask, I'm sorry, this layer will only affect this. Okay, in other words, if I paint red, let me make a bigger brush. Damn, that noise is bothering me. It's only going to go over her. Now, if I take the clipping mask off, you can see that the red is there. So we're going to be working with a clipping mask. I'm pressing Control A, which selects all, and delete. And Control D to deselect. Now, what I want to do is get in here and get my clone tool. Press Alt, make my brush smaller, and just start painting away some of this junk. And this is a quick and dirty way to do this. I can't say it's the wrong way to do it, but it's not the most thorough way. But it'll get it done, and it'll look nice. I mean, we're working with, little crappy JPEGs from SureDog. So now I want to take maybe some of this more gold in here and bring it down to here. And as you see, I keep Alt-clicking and sampling, and then Alt-clicking and sampling. And if I wanted a darker region, I can Alt-click and sample there. So you have to take, generally, from a region that you think is going to be, what's the word, conducive, or is going to match. So you don't want to take, let's just say, from here, from her skin, and go over there, because that's not right. So I keep going, and I'm using space bar. Damn, that noise is just annoying. And that gives me a hand, and I can move that around. So I go up here, grab, paint over some more of that stuff. Paint some more of this over here. And just keep going. I'm going to make my brush a little bigger. Go there. And as you see, if I go over gray, it paints it gray. That's not what you want to do. You want to grab the hair and paint over. So we just keep doing this. This won't take long. It probably seems really tedious and hard, like a lot of work, but it's really not. We'll be done in just a few minutes. Hopefully. Okay, just keep going. And we're like halfway done already. And here it gets a little difficult because you have like no detail. And I think this region and this region are actually see-through. So this is a reason one of the reasons why you want to work with a solid color background, because I can't really tell. I mean, I can actually tell, but in some cases you might not be able to tell that this is see-through. So I'm going to change it to, let's just say, red, and you can see how this is see-through. So we'll have to go back and fix that later. So just keep grabbing your clone tool and going over these things as best you can. I don't really like this region in here. It's really washed out. We're probably gonna have to do some different things to recover that, and I'm not going to get into that because it's too much work for this small tutorial. So here we want to grab down here and just keep painting over this hair. And we're kind of recovering it. Let me show you a before and after. Look over in here too. And you can see how we're recovering the detail in the hair. Now, like this dark spot right here, you may want to grab a light spot because her hair seems to be getting a little lighter on the outside. And here we go. We're just cruising along. You see, what looked like it would take like an hour is just a few minutes of work. It's not really that bad. And we're pretty much done. Let me see if I can recover some stuff in here. Maybe I should grab some hair from this region. Now you got to be careful because watch here. You see, you'll see like a crosshair. When I get to right here, I'm starting to paint with skin. So you got to be careful of that. You got to watch both here and over here. I don't really like this. This is not coming out good. Let me undo all that. But I'm not going to worry about that part. So now we got it pretty much done. And here's a before. And look at all this junk right here. You know, this kind of gray stuff. And now it's pretty much gone. And we can get in there and do, you know, a lot better job. I'm going super fast just because I want to go super fast. And now here is another reason we want to use solid color is because you want to go down to black and check it for black. Now you see in here it's a little light. So let's go over this again in this region. There we go. That fixed that a little bit. And maybe in here too it's a little light. There we go. And now we want to bring this solid color. I'm sorry, let me slow down. Let me slow down a little bit. Double click the solid color and that brings up your color palette. And let's bring it up to white. And there's about 50% gray. And at 50% gray, it looks really shitty in here. So let's keep that at 50% gray and try to take out like this black area. There we go. That looks a lot better. And take out that goldish color. So there we go. And let's keep going with the white. And maybe right here. This is too dark. Oops. Oh, and there's one important thing I forgot to tell you. When you select this tool, the clone stamp tool, you're going to see sample. And you can sample the current layer. You can sample all layers. You can sample current and below. I'm working with current and below because it will sample this current layer and the layer below. Now let's see, where were we? Oh, we're going to make this Control minus to zoom out a little bit. We're going to make this a little lighter. Let's keep going to white. And that looks okay, but now you can really see these missing chunks. And let's see the best way to fix that. I think we're just going to make a new layer. Click on this for new layer. And we're just going to clone some junk over it. And hope and pray for the best. There we go. So now we got that fixed. And this line, I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, it's a lot better. Let's take it from white and scroll down. I'm scrolling down over here. And we can see that looks good. Maybe this is a little too light, but whatever. Anyway, dude, I hope that helps because you can clean up, you know, a lot of that ghosting crap and it makes your templates look a hell of a lot better. Hope this helps.